How's it going out there, everybody? Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Well, welcome to a new episode of the Psycho Nerd Podcast. I got to admit, I usually have these things planned out before I do them. I have at least a general idea of what I'm going to talk about. But today, I'm shooting from the hip. I'm killing some time. Uh, as you could probably tell from my voice, I'm very tired. I've been up all night working. Anyone who doesn't know, I'm not only a psycho, but I'm a bit of a night owl as well. I've been working overnights for the better part of the last decade. So, yes, I've been working 12-hour shift last night. I can't even talk correctly, so please forgive me. And I am very tired right now. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, then why the hell are you doing a podcast? Go to sleep. Well, I couldn't agree with you more. Under normal circumstances, my ass would already be crashed the hell out. But today's a different story. On top of the already heightened anticipation that I currently have going to Fantastic Fest here in just a few more days, the anticipation is really getting to me. All I got to do is survive a few more work days, and I don't have to go to work for a while, and I get to watch movies for 8 straight days. That may not sound like much to the regular person out there who's not a big moviegoer, but for me, that is freaking heaven. Mm. Anyway, on top of that anticipation that I'm currently dealing with right now, me and my friend that's going with me, it was announced a few days ago that apparently we're getting a Nintendo Direct today. It actually, from what I understand, if I read correctly, it airs here in about half an hour. That's going to be 9 o'clock, or excuse me, 8 o'clock my time. Like I said, I'm running on fumes. If I didn't have any leftover coffee from last night, I'd be pretty worse for wear right now. But um, yeah, I'm pretty damn excited about this because I feel like the last couple of directs, we the last one I think was more of a third party direct, not so much a Nintendo Direct. Now, at this point, I already know for a fact a few things that have uh, I've heard from other YouTubers that have been talking about it. They say that this direct is going to be roughly about an hour long, which okay, that's plenty of time to throw at least a few goodies in there. But they're also talking about the fact that it totally slipped my mind. This is the 40th anniversary of Super Mario. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about that. Originally, I was thinking about doing a live podcast while I just watch the direct and you could hear my reaction, but that seemed like a good idea for about maybe 10 seconds. Because the more I thought about it, I was like, no, it would work better if I had a camera. That way you could actually see my face and my reactions to the actual direct. Just hearing my voice, I don't think would really hit as much. It would, if it ends up being a really good direct, it'll just be me screaming every few minutes, you know. So nobody wants that. But if you can at least see my face, it might be a little bit more enjoyable, hilarious to see a 45-year-old man jumping in the air screaming because they finally put out a release date for the new Metroid Prime game. It's the little things in life, folks. It's the little things you got to love and appreciate because that's what keeps you going from one day to another. Whether it's something as simple as watching movies, playing video games, hanging out with your kids, that would take precedent over those other two subjects for the record. But again, shooting from the hip. So I'm not used to doing it like this. So probably lost about half my audience, and having 10 subscribers, at least I still got five of you. So that's something. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of just get on here, kill a little bit of time instead of doing a live react. I thought, why not just I could get on here and just kind of shoot the shit a little bit, kill some time before the actual direct starts, maybe talk about some of the things I wouldn't mind seeing at the direct, things I would love to see in the gaming community for Nintendo because I've always been a huge Nintendo fan. So, as far as like what I would love to see from this direct, well, we already know that Metroid Prime 4 is coming out. Now they keep saying 2025. They won't give us an actual release date. a lot of gamers out there are thinking that this is the day we're finally going to get a release date. So I'm anticipating one of two things. Either it's going to come out holiday, whether it's November or December, or worst case scenario for some, they might actually push it off until sometime next year, maybe first or second quarter. You know what? My personal opinion on that, if they end up pushing a game that is very highly anticipated amongst its fans, including myself, you know what? If you got to push it off 3 to 6 months just to make it better, I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me too much. I remember a few years ago when they announced that Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda was going to come out. Originally, they had given us a specific date, but then something happened along the way. They announced that it was going to get pushed like 6 months, and I want to say it didn't come out till sometime in April, if memory serves correctly. Because I know I did buy that game for my son for his birthday, so that actually would make sense. And it's like I tried to tell him. I remember he got super upset about it, like really upset. And it's like I told him, I said, dude, as much as you want to play that game, imagine if it came out early and there was a whole bunch of bugs and it just wasn't working right. Hopefully not to the extent of Cyberpunk when it originally came out, because I never played it, but I heard a lot of YouTubers talking about it. So that it was buggy as all hell. And it's like, hey, you don't want to see one of our favorite franchises of all time have a new game come out and then it ends up being lackluster, mostly because of one particular problem. So I'm okay with that. But hopefully it does come out this season. But my thing is, I just want to know what the date is and whether or not there's going to be a like collector's edition box set like they did with the last Metroid game, which I actually do have for Metroid Dread. It's a nice box. It's got a steel book inside of it and a few other goodies. It was worth it. And if they do that for Metroid Prime 4, I definitely wouldn't mind picking that up. As far as anything else I'm looking forward to, since we have the 40th anniversary of Mario, honestly, I've been saying it, and my son knows it. We both been talking about it for the better part of the last year, since before Wonder came out last year, and which we had a lot of fun with, by the way. But we've been saying it for a while. Nintendo has to have a new 3D game for Mario coming out. Whether it's going to be Galaxy 3, which quite frankly, my son is super excited about that idea. He loved the Galaxy games. I mean, don't get me wrong, so did I. I liked Galaxy 1 and 2 when I played through them both. But my thing is that, yeah, I would love to see a new Galaxy game. That would be fun. But for me, I want to see another Odyssey esque type game because, man, Odyssey was great. It was damn near perfect. But then on the other hand, there's also that little Bowser's Fury game that came out as a companion piece for, I forget which game it was. I want to say it was Super Mario 3D World. Maybe I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. Very tired. My memory's not 100%. But if I remember correctly, that's what it came with. And Bowser's Fury, for all you gamers out there that played it, that game was fun. I mean, the fact that there were so many little collectibles all over the place, and it was fun for what it was. Yeah, I'm too tired to come up with anything and clever to say, but yeah, very much enjoyed it. The only problem I had is at the boss fight. I felt like it was a little bit draggy, but it is what it is. So possibly any type of 3D Mario game would be great. If it's an anniversary, maybe they announce some kind of a compilation of some sort, but I can't imagine what you would do at this point. They've done just about anything you could do. I mean, there's nobody's going to want a compilation of the C games that came out over the years, like Mario's Missing or Mario's Time Machine or whatever that game was called that I never played. uh, yeah, nobody want. I don't think anybody would want a compilation like that. And if you're like me, and you grew up during the 80s and 90s, you've already played all the Super Mario Brothers games, all the original NES games, and then of course you've played Super Mario All Stars. So how many times can you keep buying the same compilation? That's the only reason why I never picked it up for the Wii. I just didn't see the point. It's like I have the original games. I have the Mario All Stars on Super Nintendo. I was lucky enough to get the cartridge that has not only those games on it, but it also has Super Mario World. There is a specific story from when I was younger in the early '90s as to how I got that game, but I won't get into it right now. I'll save that story for another time. So, and they've already done a couple of compilation packs over the past few years. There was the 3D one that came out a few years ago that had, what was it, Mario Galaxy, Super Mario 64, and then what the hell? We've got, I can't think of the freaking name, Sunshine, Super Mario Sunshine, which I have yet to play through, by the way. I played it for a little while after I'd already played Super Mario 64 and then freaking Mario Galaxy on that particular cartridge, and I was like, you know what, I'm Marioed out. I'll come back some other time, and I haven't quite done that yet. So the only other thing I could think of for Mario, maybe they could do like a DS compilation. That would be kind of cool. That way you get the New Super Mario. Oh my God, what the hell was it called? New Super Mario Brothers 1 and 2. I believe those are the correct titles. And then maybe the one for the 3DS, what was it called? It was not Mario 3D World, but 3D Land. I had a lot of fun playing that one. It'd be cool to get like a DS, 3DS compilation with like slightly crisper graphics. That would actually be fun. I would actually buy that. I really would. Unless you want to do something like put both Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 together, if you could do it by this point and put them on the same cartridge, that would be cool. I'd probably buy it. I know my son would want it in a heartbeat. But aside from that, I can't think of anything else that would be coming out for Mario. If they're going to announce a new game, it's got to be a 3D one, since we already got a 2D one with Wonder. So here's hoping that we finally get an announcement about that. Anything else that, for me personally, that would really uh, just entice me? I mentioned it a few episodes ago when I talked about the direct that came out so many months ago. I am still waiting for Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered for the Switch. So I've got my fingers crossed on that. I really do. After playing remastered Prime 1, holy crap. Like I you know, I played the game multiple times over the last so many years since it came out. I have a lot of fun memories with that, but to be able to take the game and kind of improve on the graphics and make the controls just that much smoother than I remember. I don't remember having any trouble with the controls, but in remastered, it was really nice. Not only that, but personally, I'm hoping that we finally get a copy of Metroid Prime 3 where you can just use a damn controller. One thing I will talk about in the future is about, I did play through Prime 3 Corruption within the last month and a half, and let me tell you, good game. Good game for what it is, but those motion controls are deadly. So Metroid Prime 2 or 3 or both remastered, I don't really care. I am looking forward to that. And I'll just mention it, but I don't have high hopes. There's always that speculation that's been going on for the past couple of years that they will take freaking Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, remaster them, and put them both together on the Switch. We've been hoping for it forever. So I don't have high hopes that we're going to get anything like that, especially since we already got an announcement for a new Zelda game the last direct that we had. So who the hell knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Fingers crossed. But I think that's all I really have to say. At this point, the direct starts in about 9 minutes. I've got my coffee next to me and start chugging so I can have some energy to get through the hour until it's over. And then I'll come back and talk about the main highlights, the main things that really enticed me and really excited me during this direct. So I will be back in about an hour or so with my initial reaction to whatever the hell we're going to get from this direct. Hopefully, it's something good, at least a couple of good things. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I am back. I have watched the direct in full. So, okay, not too bad. Not too bad. The Psycho Nerd got at least one thing right. So I can take that for what it is. but everything else not too shabby. They definitely focus a lot on the 40th anniversary of Super Mario. So the first 20 minutes or so was devoted to that and a bunch of different announcements. So before I jump into that, I had a friend come and stop by for a quick visit. So I thought I'd bring her in on the podcast. My second in command when it comes to Fantastic Fest here in just a few days. CJ, welcome, CJ.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? Chip chip cheerio. Anyway, all right. So Mario Brothers Super Mario Brothers 40th anniversary. What did you think?
That's a whole lot of different games they're putting out.
Yes, she's not wrong about that. So the way it started out is we got a little bit of just different clips of different artwork over the years, and then we got an appearance of Shigeru Miyamoto. It's always cool when he shows up. Honestly, every time he shows up, I get a big smile on my face.
Well, he gives you what you like.
Hmm?
He gives you what you like.
That almost sounds dirty, but okay. Yes, he gives me Nintendo goodness that I like. Yes, she's not wrong about that.
Yes.
Yes, you got to put that in the proper context, man. People are going to think the wrong thing. Anyway, Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Super Mario and The Legend of Zelda, he talks about a few different things that are pertaining to this anniversary. He talks about the Nintendo Museum, which I didn't even know there was one overseas. So, excuse me. So that's pretty cool. They did talk about an opening of a third Super Nintendo World. I thought we just had the one. I haven't been keeping up with that. So that's something I wouldn't mind checking out at some point down the road. You know, everyone always goes all ape shit about going to Disney World, and I'm like, I want to go to Universal. I want to go to Harry Potter Land. I want to go to Diagon Alley. That's what I want to do.
Well, then go do it.
I will one day. I will. Save up enough money outside of next year's Fantastic Fest. I'll try to find a way to go to Universal because I love Universal. Best movie company in the world, in my opinion.
Just save through your W-2.
Oh, yeah, okay. That'll work.
It does.
On top of all that, we've got they talked about a Koto marathon. Apparently, I don't know, this is something they've been doing for a while. They get a bunch of people together to just run through the town and whatnot. So apparently Mario is going to be introducing it, and I'm not really sure how that's going to work. The patches everybody's going to be wearing is going to emphasize that it's got Nintendo attached to it. So I'm sure we'll get more details on that down the road. Then we got an announcement of the official title of the new movie that's coming out in April. Do you remember what it was called?
Super Mario Galaxy.
Yes, that is correct. It's going to be called the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So I wonder where they're going to go with that. There's a lot of speculation. They just showed a quick little clip of just the Mushroom Kingdom, and then it raises up, and then we see the sky. So we haven't gotten any kind of a trailer for this movie yet, which I'm happy. I don't really want too much from the movie as far as like whatever we get from a trailer going forward. I don't want them to ruin too much. So, but that does it for the initial announcements. Then they announced a few other things, mostly games, that are going to be released in pertaining to this anniversary. One of the things that I was actually right about, and I know my son is just going to crap himself when he finds out about it, the Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundle is coming to the Switch, and you know what? It's right around the corner.
It is.
It's literally coming out 10/2. That's only a few weeks away. Holy crap. It's going to be good to play Super Mario Galaxy 2 all over again, and you've never played it, have you?
I played 1.
She played 1. You on the trilogy pack, right?
No, I have it on the Wii, I think.
You actually played it on the Wii?
Yeah, I have
Oh,
one.
no. Oh, I thought you bought the Super Mario 3D World compilation that came out. I thought that's how you
I think
played.
I have. Then you know what? I have that one too. I think I do.
I want to
have
say,
so
I know I
many.
got it. I know I got it.
Yeah, probably. I have so many now. I'm just losing track.
She's sitting all like with her legs together and her hands in between her legs. She's nervous. Let's try to make her feel better. Let's try to loosen her up. Next time, I'll give her a shot at tequila. Shot at oh, she got too excited on that one. Okay, no tequila. No tequila for you. No soup for you. That's like the only thing about Seinfeld that I like is the soup Nazi. Anyway, uh, yes, very much looking forward to the Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundle. Haven't played part 2 in a while since the Wii, so it'd be kind of cool to do that. For my money, it is kind of funny that they're releasing this bundle now. They should have just released it before they released that trilogy pack so many years ago, because most people who have a Switch now have already played Mario Galaxy on the Switch. But it is cool that we finally get them both in the same place. So take that as a win. They also mentioned that in the games, with Rosalina's book that plays, it does like the storybooks throughout the game. They've apparently added a few new pages to it, so I'll be curious to see what else they come up with.
Yeah, I agree.
She agrees. And also, they've also mentioned that they're going to release Rosalina's book as an actual item that you can buy in stores. The new artwork is not going to be a part of it, but you know what? Hey, I'm sure kids
Oh,
out there will love it, and anyone else who's a real big fan of Rosalina.
yeah, I know one for
Yeah, she
sure.
knows somebody. I know somebody too. All right, so a few more games. They mentioned a new tennis game, Mario Tennis Fever,
That looks
coming.
fun.
It does look like fun. I will agree. It comes out for the Switch 2. That's going to be on February 12th. Maybe in a couple of years, I get to play this
Maybe.
because it'll be a while before I get my hands on a Switch 2. I'm not going to spend $500 on a game system. I love you, Nintendo, but no. No.
But he'd do it for a Zelda sword.
To buy for my son for Christmas, yes, I would. That's not how much it is.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Mario Tennis Fever. I've never, you know what? I've never played a single Mario Tennis game.
Well, you're missing out.
Am I?
Yeah.
You've actually played one.
This is the demo, not the real game.
Okay, well,
But
we
I
can
like
take.
tennis, so.
Well, she likes tennis. She used to play tennis back in school, so that's cool. But no, I was never a big tennis guy, but I wouldn't mind checking this out. They talk about in this game there's going to be a new set of rackets. They're called, what were they called? Fever rackets, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, these are different rackets that you can use throughout the game. That the more you use them, the more you get hits. You build up your fever meter, and then you can unleash different abilities like fireballs or freezing the ground. You can duplicate yourself. A bunch of different stuff they talked about, or at least a few different things. So they also add. Not just like a tournament edition, a lot of different ways to play tennis, different variations. But they also made an adventure mode too. Apparently, the story goes the gang gets turned into little kids.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
Yeah, and it's basically you're just running around learning how to play tennis, learning your tennis abilities. Okay. It does look like fun. It does. So, like I said, maybe in a couple of years I get a chance to check this out. You probably want to check it out, don't you?
Yes.
Yes, she does. You got one customer here, Nintendo. This one right here, she sold. I'm interested,
Hmm.
very interested. So they also emphasize releasing Super Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition. So, and apparently they packed this thing full of different stuff. There's different versus modes. There's co-op play where you have to work together doing different things to achieve goals. And they've talked about more stuff will be coming out later. This is supposed to get released in spring 2026. We don't get a specific date on this. So,
That's pretty smart.
well, you build awareness, get people interested. It works. Kind of like how they kept Metroid Prime 4 in the dark for the whole entire year until they finally released a release date. And I said release twice, now three times.
Keep it count.
I'm trying not to. I try not to repeat myself. I don't like doing that.
Try,
Make
try,
myself
try.
do or do not. There is no try.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So And there's another thing called Bellabelle Park. Apparently, that's going to be like a separate thing, almost like downloadable content where you can go and just do different things. Yeah, so nice way to kind of extend the life of Wonder a little bit for the Switch 2. That's a smart move. And a lot of the co-op stuff they showed, it looked like fun. I guarantee me and my son would love to play this.
Oh, that was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, see, great minds think alike. Some minds greater than others. All right, so and apparently, I forgot to mention this before in the Mario Tennis game. I think they said the commentator is going to be a talking flower from the Wonder
I
games,
think
or
so.
the Wonder game, I should say. There's only been one. Yeah, apparently these guys have made such a big splash since that game. This guy is going to commentate the matches, and then they decided to make a talking flower that everybody can buy and have at home.
They missed out, I'm telling you. They should have turned it into an Alexa so that you can actually use it for something and have it talking.
I agree, and I hope it says they said it's not an interactive toy,
That's what I
and
mean.
I'm like, that would have been cool. You like you walk in your room, and the flower just sits there and goes, "Hey, go do something productive. Quit sitting around all day playing games.
You might like
What are you,
it.
a bump?" Just something like that. Just because that's what they're famous for. They like to talk noise.
Yeah, they
Or
do.
especially in some of those, if you've seen some of those videos on YouTube where they have the flower roasting different characters like Mario, Luigi. I think they even have one where he goes off on Link.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that was funny. And that just about does it for all the Mario stuff. There's one more announcement they made, and she's pretty excited. It's going to be strictly for the Switch 2. It's a new Yoshi game.
That is awesome.
Yeah, she got really excited when they showed. All they showed was a tree with the fruit and Yoshi's tongue grabbing one. Yeah, yeah. That's all they showed, and she was already like, "Ooh, Yoshi!"
Yes, Yoshi. I want to play it.
Who the hell doesn't like Yoshi? He's so adorable. I want a Yoshi.
You do have a Yoshi. Kind
I
of.
mean, a real Yoshi, not a plushy Yoshi.
Oh, well. I don't know
Anyway,
what to tell you
I want to be able to jump over gaps with him
then. That would be
and not let him drop to his death like they've been doing in the game since the beginning of time.
Poor thing.
You know what? Think about that. That's kind of a dick move, isn't it?
They need to give him some wings.
Well, he kind of flutters, but they didn't do that in the original game when he first showed up. They didn't do that until later. So, but yes, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. I don't fully understand how the game works. Apparently, some book shows up on the island, and
He helps write it.
I guess he's helping write the storybook as he goes with different interactions, things he comes across, creatures and whatnot.
I just get to play with Yoshi. I'll do it.
I'm sure they'll give us more details as time goes on, but definitely I'm looking forward to seeing more details about it. Again, since it's only on Switch 2, there's no telling when I'll get a chance to play this game.
Oh,
And I got to be honest, I forgot when they said when it comes out, sometime this year or next year, right?
next year.
Sometime next year. I thought I did a good job of writing down all these details, but I screwed up. I screwed up. I apologize. Now, there are a lot more things to talk about, but unfortunately, I have to go to work here in a few minutes. But I at least wanted to get the Mario stuff out of the way. I may come back and continue this recording tomorrow after I get home, or I might just leave it at that. I'm not too sure yet. I'm hitting the 30-minute mark. There are a few other things that happened that I do want to talk about, so that might influence me to go ahead and talk some more. But for right now, I think we're going to sign off so I can get ready. Anything else you want to add to all the stuff that we saw today or that you saw?
No, the only thing I can think of is my daughter said that they missed out and they should have done, instead of the Galaxy movie, they should have done a Mario Sunshine movie first. Or Mario, what was the other one she said? 64, so that it would go up like.
In other words, you're talking about they should be progressing through the different
that's how
games.
Yeah, that's how she explained it.
Well, I mean, if they're going to do that, then they could have just as soon gone with Super Mario World. That was the next
Exactly, yeah.
order of evolution. But But clearly, they're only taking influence from the games, but they're not necessarily adopting any specific game.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting to see how things go with the Zelda movie in a couple of years. So we don't have any idea what story they're going with, and God forbid they ever make a freaking Metroid story. Hopefully, they're smart enough to start at the beginning. But
You
that's
better start writing.
yeah, I know, I know. I tried to write a Metroid script a few years ago with a friend of mine. It nothing ever came from it, and it was based off Super Metroid, but quite frankly, my argument was always that we need to go to the beginning. That's the way it should be. I even thought it would be a good idea to have it where we have an origin story of Samus first, then we introduce the Metroids. That way, we already know everything we need to know about her from the get go. It's like her backstory, her abilities up until that point before she gets more upgrades, shit like that. So that was my always my opinion. But who knows? Somebody will get around to doing it. If they don't, then I will. Somebody will. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I will be back next time around. I get a chance to go ahead and finish this. Say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
She is waving at the microphone again. So cute. All right. I will be back soon, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So I'm officially back. I am going to be flying solo for the remainder of the podcast. I'm going to go ahead and try to knock the rest of this stuff out. Initially, I was thinking maybe I don't bother covering all the games, but I feel like that's pretty half-assed, so that wouldn't be very cool of me. So I'll just go ahead and gloss over a lot of the different games that were discussed after the initial Mario presentations, which took up about a third of the presentation. So starting off, we have Storm Lancers, which is going to be available for the Switch. It said it was available the day of the actual direct, which was at this point it was a few days ago. So really can't stand how it takes me a while to get this stuff done, but at least we're getting it done, right? So this one it comes off as a side-scrolling action adventure type of game. I gotta admit the graphics don't look too bad. I like the aesthetic that they're going for. So it has a very like animated kind of look. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind trying out a demo of this game if there was one and give it a shot. It looks like something I could get into potentially. Next up, there's Dinkum. This is also for the Switch, available November 5th, 2025. This is one of those like Animal Crossing type of games. I know there's a few other games in that style of gaming, but I can't remember all their names right now. One of those where you're kind of like building a town kind of thing. You're going around interacting, just doing all kinds of different things at your own leisure. I've never really played any of these games before. I can't say that I wouldn't play one because I feel like if there was ever a point where I just wanted to try something different, I feel like if I really put in the effort, I could probably lose myself in one of these games. I don't know. So that's again, that's something maybe I would try down the road. Next up, Popucom. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's going to be available holiday 2025. It's for the Switch, and apparently it's multiplayer only. From what I understood, you have both the players. Each one has like certain colors, and they have to work together to solve puzzles and fight creatures using colors. I didn't fully understand it, but I don't know. I feel like this is something I wouldn't mind trying down the road, and maybe something that me and my son could share in together. All right. So Tamadachi Life, Living the Dream. Um, they did bring this up earlier this year with my original direct podcast. I talked about how I have zero interest in this game. I still don't have any interest in this game. This, for me, it's a hard pass. It comes out sometime in 2026. It's for the Switch. If you're into this kind of game, it's essentially a bunch. You create like a me, and then you have a whole bunch of me's, and they just kind of live out their lives on this island or whatever the hell. Nah, I don't think so. Not for me. But that's okay. Next up, this one I have been hearing a lot about over the past couple of months. I'm actually pretty excited. Mortal Kombat. Legacy Collection, which is going to be on both Switch and Switch 2. And oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. October 30th is when. Okay, yeah, I was reading my handwriting wrong. October 30th is when the digital copy is going to be available, and then on December 12th, we get the physical release. I'll wait for the physical release. I'm more of a physical media kind of guy personally. I don't mind the whole thing about digital, but no, I want to have an actual copy of the game. God forbid, God forbid they try to take our games away from us at some point. It's like, oh, you took away the digital? I got a physical, you son of a beach. Anyway, yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. I haven't bothered to look at all the different games that are going to be on here, but from what I've seen from the trailers and whatnot, it looks like it's freaking stacked. I mean, there's going to be a lot of different versions of this game that I've never played before. It'll be fun and yet interesting at the same time to try out all the different platforms that are on here. So definitely, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, that's definitely something to take advantage of. Next up, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. You know, I've never really gotten into Final Fantasy. I think I tried to play the original one on the NES years ago. Couldn't really get into the whole turn-based system. I'm not the biggest RPG guy, but all the years that I've been a gamer, I keep hearing about Final Fantasy VII, and I gotta be honest. One of these days, I think I might actually just give it a go. Because I'll tell you what, the game looks great. I mean, graphically it looks great, and it does sound interesting the way the story is described. It's just, I don't know, RPGs for me, it's a lot of grinding, a lot hours and hours of grinding, and that shit gets boring after a while. I don't mind games that have like RPG style of gameplay, you know what I mean? But full on RPGs, it's never really been a thing for me. But who knows? Maybe later in life I can get into it more. But I will admit, this one does look interesting to me. That's going to be on the Switch and the Switch 2. It comes at us next year, January 22nd, 2026. This next one, I really can't remember anything about it. Linked Banner of the Spark. It was available the day of the actual direct. It's going to be on Switch and Switch 2. I apologize. I don't really remember what happened on that game, so I can't really say much else about it. But if you're familiar with it, there you go. It's already out there for you. Next up, Hades 2. I vaguely remember hearing about the original game at some point, and watching the game footage for this one. It's kind of like an isometric style, like beat 'em up game, but it has I think it has like RPG elements to it. Don't quote me on that. Again, I don't know. This looks like it could be a fun play. I don't know. I wish there was a demo available. I wouldn't mind giving it a go. This is going to be for the Switch and the Switch 2. September 25th, we get the digital copy. It's right around the corner. And then November 20th, we get the physical. Just in time to buy it for your kids for Christmas, parents. Get on it. They announced there's going to be some freaking Kirby Air Riders amiibos. So there's going to be a couple of them coming out. And they already had a direct for the Kirby Air Riders game, and now they announced they're gonna do another one. Like, holy shit, they're really pushing this game right now. I've never played the original. I'm not, full disclosure, I'm a mild, very mild Kirby fan. I'm not the biggest Kirby fan. I played the original NES game and beat it, but I've never really played through any of his other games. I did get the one on the Switch, and I played through a little bit of it, but I never got very far. It was a good game. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's a good game. It's a fun game. A lot of the things that he can turn into, it's freaking insane. That, I'm not gonna get specific, but yeah, it's a fun game. It's just for whatever reason, I just didn't stay on it. I don't know why. One of these days I want to go back in and finish it. My son already beat that game a long time ago. But yeah, another Kirby Air Riders Direct is coming soon. They didn't give us a date, so it's coming. Another one that I definitely want to check out as it comes out. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. They already announced this game previously. They gave us a little bit more on game footage and whatnot. But unfortunately for me, it's only going to be on the Switch 2, which is coming out November 6th. Yeah, uh, it sucks. It's like Nintendo. I want to play your games on the Switch too, the ones that are exclusive and whatnot. I want to play anything on the Switch too, but I'm sorry, guys. I'm poor. I don't have $500 to spend on a freaking game system. Forget that. Sorry, not happening. But moving on, Dragon Quest Seven Reimagined. Again, another RPG. Never played any of these games. I've been familiar with them all the years that I've been growing up as a gamer. So if you're into Dragon Quest, there you go. That's something to entice you. That comes out February 5th of next year. It's going to be on both Switch and Switch 2. They also talked a little bit about some updates to Nintendo Today, the app that they came out with earlier this year. Oh boy. Okay, so this next announcement baffles me. Okay, it baffles the living crap. I can't believe that they're doing this. Okay, now with all the different classic games, the platforms that they have on the Switch Online, there's been a lot of good stuff. Okay, I actually have a year subscription currently, and I've actually dabbled. It's a really cool idea to be able to play retro games from the NES past life on the Switch. It's freaking awesome, right? But at this point, it's like, okay, so we got NES, we got Super NES, we got Nintendo 64. It's like, okay, obviously the next step in evolution of where we need to go here is going to be the freaking GameCube, right? There are plenty of games for the GameCube I would love to play. Some of them I've never played before at all. And it's like, shoot, if I have the online, I could just play it there instead of trying to search out the original game. Fucking A. That would be awesome. But I can't believe what they're doing. Okay, I'll just say it. The Nintendo Classics is going to get the Virtua Boy. The Virtua Boy. What? What? Are you serious? Why? Who asked for that? Honestly, that is the worst console you people have ever put out. Why are you putting this on there? Like, what, for the seven people who actually asked for it? What the, what the, I, I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, to each their own. To each their own. If it's something you want to play, knock yourself out, have fun. But and I love how when they announced it, they're like, "Oh, all 13 games." It's like, what are you talking about? That they make it sound like, "Oh, these games are going to be available." It's like, are you kidding? That's the whole freaking library, man. They didn't make that many of those games. I don't. No, not only that. Not only are they releasing the Virtual Boy games, but now they're going to be selling an accessory where it's like the original Virtual Boy, where you can actually put your Switch into the Virtual Boy console. It's going to be like $100 if I understand correctly, and yeah, you just sit there and you play it like the original Virtual Boy with your Switch right in front of your face. If people got headaches playing the original Virtual Boy, what the hell makes Nintendo think this is going to be any better? And not only that, but not only are they going to sell that accessory, but then they're going to sell a cardboard version as well. Oh, Nintendo, I love you, but what the hell are you doing? What are you smoking? What are you smoking right now? Like, give me some of that, because whatever it is, oh my god, I cannot believe that. I really can't. Uh, I'm not excited for it, but hey, if you want to play some Virtual Boy, if you just absolutely need to get your Virtual Boy fix, then you're covered. You're covered. I don't. Oh shit. Okay. There was. It's going to be on the Switch and Switch 2. Obviously, it comes out February 17th. So mark your calendars, kids. Yeah, you get to play the Virtual Boy before you were born. Remember, kids. Anyway, all right. So moving on. I can't believe this. Um. Okay. So. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake. And I gotta admit, I've heard about the Fatal Frame games for years. Watching this trailer, I'm intrigued. I will admit, I'm intrigued by this. This does look like something maybe I could get into. Unfortunately for me, it's another Switch 2 exclusive, available early 2026. You've piqued my interest. I will admit that. So Maybe one day down the road. Maybe. Who knows? After that, we got like a couple of brief little reviews, like for like just a few seconds, a bunch of random games. You got One Piece, which I didn't even know there was a One Piece game. My son will go apeshit. He's been watching that show for a while now. Switch 2 only, available fall 2025. Overcooked 2, that's going to be on Switch. You know what? As a matter of fact, yeah, I think all these are strictly Switch 2 going forward. But Switch 2 for Overcooked 2, holiday 2025. Stardew Valley, they did announce this one earlier this year. That's going to be Switch 2, fall 2025. Human Fall Flat, never heard of it. Switch 2 comes out spring of 2026. And I can't believe this. Power Wash Simulator 2. That, really? I don't have the words. You really, you people, I'm not judging. I just don't get it. Like, you're going to sit there and play a game where you're just going to spray water on a bunch of stuff. I mean, I would have to get a demo on that and play it for 5 minutes and see what that's all about, because I can't imagine getting into that. I don't know. That's just me, but that's going to be on Switch 2 and available fall 2025. And this one, I don't think I'm going to pronounce it right. Suka Game Planet. I'm not really sure what this is. I'm not familiar with it. Switch and Switch 2 comes out this winter. So that does it for the quick little reviews. We got a few more things to cover going forward. Okay, so I gotta admit, I'm gonna fucking geek out on this next one because I wasn't expecting too much when it comes to Metroid Prime 4. It's like we've already seen game footage. I've been sold this whole entire time since they announced that it was officially coming out. I mean, once we actually see game footage, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm good. Just give me a date. Oh, there's no date. A few months later. Okay, you're talking about it again. When's it coming out? Oh, you're not giving us a date. Son of a bitch. But we finally got a release date for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. It is going to be on both Switch and Switch 2. That's coming out December 4th, 2025. Holy crap. Super excited. And you know what? I've been playing through all the Metroid games for the better part of the last couple of years, on and off. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish the games that I haven't played through as of yet. There's only a couple left, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll gladly take a break and play this when it comes out, because I cannot tell you how damn excited I am. And that's because I was excited before they showed new game footage. Holy crap. Okay, my apologies. I actually had to stop recording for a second. The Pepsi fairy came into my room and handed me a ice cold Pepsi. So there you go. I'm drinking a Pepsi while I'm doing a podcast. Woohoo! I love me some Pepsi. Anyway, freaking excited for the new game footage on Metroid Prime 4. And I'll tell you what, they tricked me. I when they show the footage, it's Samus getting on like a bike. Samus has a bike. What the hell? Like, holy crap. I would have never expected something like that. But here's the thing. When they showed the footage, she gets on the bike. She's riding along. She's riding down this planet. I don't know where it is. I honestly thought it wasn't Metroid Prime 4. I thought it was going to be, they were going to put Samus on Mario Kart or something, and this was going to be the vehicle that she drives around in. That's what I initially thought. I had no idea that they're going to give her a freaking bike. But no, she's driving around on a planet surface. She kills a couple of enemies with the bike, which looks sick, by the way. That looked really cool. I can't wait to try that mechanic. And then at one point, she is driving along, hits a ramp, lands, and then jumps off the bike, and it goes right into first-person perspective, and she's going around shooting enemies. This game looks a little bit more open world than I thought. They didn't show anything like this before. Wow. Nintendo, it's like you don't have to do anything else to get me excited for this game. I'm telling you, I'm sold. I got my money. You got my money already, okay? I'm sold on this, but this just looks like they're taking it in a different direction and trying some new stuff, and this is good. This is a good thing. I praise Retro for this. I mean, we've never had Samus riding on an actual vehicle before. I mean, she's always had her ship, but you never really get to fly the damn thing. Just saying. So yeah, very excited for that. And they did actually announce a couple of small things as it pertains to the game. There's going to be a book that's going to come out. It's Metroid Prime 1 through 3, a visual retrospective, comes out October 28, 2025. I might pick that up. I might, because that's how much of a Metroid fan I am that I am willing to do that. And then they announced three different amiibos for this game. You've got Samus on her bike, and then you've got some new character from the game that we keep seeing in the previews. And I can't pronounce this character's name. It's like Sylux, I think. Hopefully, we learn more about this character down the road. As far as the amiibos are concerned, I think 11.6 and 12.4, they're not all coming out the same day. But, I've never really bought an amiibo before, but I don't know. Might pick some of these up depending on the cost. One sec. Take a quick swig of my Pepsi. All right, so we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. They are already releasing DLC for Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm not gonna lie, it pains me that I can't play this game. It looks like it'd be a lot of freaking fun. I never played the Nintendo 64 version of the game. I never owned it, never bought it. I heard it was just but I would still love to try it just to have put my own perspective on it. But yeah, apparently there's going to be like a new thing called DK Island. I'm not sure if they're taking like inspiration from some of the previous games and just turning into a full-blown world that you can explore and whatnot. And then something else called Emerald Rush, where essentially you're going around the island, you're trying to collect all these emeralds, and then you can earn perks that you can use during the game, stuff like that. It looks like a lot of stuff to kind of keep you going in this world. A lot of things to explore with. So again, I don't know when the hell I'll ever get a chance to play this game, but the DLC was actually available the day of the direct, and that's of course obviously only Switch 2. So okay, so these next couple of games, I don't really, I'm just going to gloss over because unfortunately, I've never played a Pokemon game. I've never gotten into the franchise. It's not my thing, but Pokemon Pokopia, Switch 2, 2026. Pokemon Legends ZA, which they did announce earlier this year. That's going to be both Switch and Switch 2, October 20, excuse me, October 16, pardon me. And not only that, but there's also going to be paid DLC for that game available the day that it comes out, which is funny. Like a lot of people, I've seen their comments like, "Oh my God, they're putting out DLC before it even comes out." It's like, read the fine print, guys. It comes out the day of, not before. Come on now. But that's also going to be Switch and Switch 2. So, you know what? I'll be completely honest. One day down the road, maybe I give Pokemon a try. Maybe. But if I did, I would go back to the beginning and play the first game and just kind of go from there. I feel like that would be the better way to go. If I can't get into the original games, then I guess there's no hope for me. All right, so just a couple more to go. We got, I can't even pronounce this, Dungeon Rampa 2 by 2. I'm not really sure what this is. I've never heard of it before. That's going to be Switch and Switch 2 coming out 2026. Dynasty Warriors Origins. Interesting. I've heard of these games, never played them, but watching the game footage, it's essentially the same thing as Hyrule Warriors. I think that's where they got the inspiration from. They took the game mechanic and adopted it to the Zelda franchise. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure that's how it was, but I could be wrong. I don't know. This is something I wouldn't mind trying down the road. Maybe if I had a demo or something to try it out. Who knows? Uh, Another series that I've never played before, but I'm starting to lean in the direction because these games look fun and they look interesting to me. Monster Hunter Stories 3: Twisted Reflection. I don't know. I've asked a few people I know over the last couple of years, like, are these games worth playing? Between them and, of course, RGT85. I know he's talked about these games on his channels numerous times in the past. I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I might take the plunge somewhere down the road sometime after I finish my Metroid Marathon. So, and I'll do a podcast on that sometime in the near future. So, sometime after Fantastic Fest, because, yeah, that's in a couple of days, and yeah, that's going to be taking up a lot of my time. But For this new Monster Hunter game, that's going to be strictly on the Switch 2. That's March 13. At this point, we got a couple more quick little reviews. I hate it when they do that because they're so quick. They're so quick. You don't get much out of it. For Switch 2, we got Two Point Museum. Comes out October 28th. Disgaea 7 Complete. I don't know if I pronounced that word correctly or not. I apologize if I didn't. That comes out October 10th. Forgot to write down if it was Switch or Switch 2, so I can't freaking remember. EA Sports FC 26. This is a soccer game. Hard pass for me. Not a sports guy, personally. Maybe that's why I'm so fat. Go figure. September 26th. That's going to be Switch and Switch 2. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. They've been talking about this game for the better part of the last year. I'm intrigued. I am. I do like the graphic style going on here, and maybe I give it a shot. Depending on the cost, maybe I pick it up. Who knows? For Switch and Switch 2, that's going to be available October 30th. Another Virtual Fighter. I didn't know they were still making these. Virtual Fighter 5 RENO World Stage. Okay, if you like your fighting games, so there you go. Switch 2, that comes out in winter. Lego Voyagers. I don't know. From the brief 2-second game footage they had, it looks like you're literally playing as Lego pieces. Okay. Interesting. That's going to be for the Switch. That's going to be 9/15/2025. Little Nightmares 3. Not really sure what this is. Switch and Switch 2, October 10th. And then, what is that? Persona 3 Reloaded. Switch 2 comes out October 23rd. Never played any of those games either, but the graphical style is very interesting to me. Okay, so I'm going to go out of order to finish the last part of this. There's only two more announcements that were made. The last one of the direct doesn't really interest me all that much. Again, I'm not an RPG guy. They showed off Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Comes out on Switch 2 sometime 2026. I mean, it looks interesting enough based on the story and the graphical style going on, but yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. That's just I can't really say this is a straight up hard pass for me, but this is a maybe down the road, but no, it definitely doesn't interest me very much. However, another one of my favorite franchises in game history has got a new game coming up. Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Yes. Yes. Let's keep this Resident Evil train going, goddammit. Let's do that. So, I mentioned before how I've been playing through all the Metroid games. That's something I've been doing with some of my favorite franchises over the past couple of years. I've been doing it with Zelda, Metroid, Super Mario, and I want to do Resident Evil as well. Go back and replay all the games and play all the ones that I haven't played yet, which quite frankly have been quite a few. Unfortunately, I played the original games on the PlayStation. I did play the remake of the original Resident Evil. I played Resident Evil 4 back when it originally came out on the PS2, but I haven't really played too many of the other remakes. I haven't played through Resident Evil 0 and then like parts 5, 6, 7, and now 8. I own every last one of them, including the Revelations games and Code Veronica X, but I am sorry to say I've never really played through them. Code Veronica, that's mostly because it is so damn difficult to find a PS2 that actually works nowadays. I'm gonna have to look up on the PS4 and see if I could just buy it. I think I can, and just play it on there. That would actually be beneficial to me to finally, because I've heard it's a good game. Uh, but yes, Resident Evil 9 Requiem. I'm excited for this. It comes out February 27, 2026, strictly for the Switch 2. So I'll tell you what, I've been saying several times throughout this throughout this podcast, can't afford a Switch 2, but you're giving me some stuff that's making me second guess myself. I might have to start saving up money. God damn you, Nintendo. God damn you. Playing to my gaming sensibilities. I hate you. I feel like Gollum right now. We hate you. We love you. We hate you. Anyway, I can't do the Gollum voice. I can't do it. But on top of that, we're also going to get releases of Resident Evil 7 and 8 Village, Both of them are going to be coming out on the Switch 2, same day as Resident Evil 9, which is freaking awesome. And they're both going to be gold editions, essentially. So there you go. That's the direct in a nutshell. Not a bad one. Not a bad direct. There's plenty to entice me here. A few games that maybe I can try out down the road, a few that I can be excited about, more information about Metroid Prime 4, which, yeah, I can't wait for that game to come out for real. So there you go. That's going to do it for this podcast. I've already been talking about all this stuff for about an hour. If you're still listening, I greatly appreciate it. I really do. So before I do a final send off, let me go ahead and do a quick plug for my brother's podcast. For anyone who doesn't know, I've been residing over on his channel for so many months, ever since WrestleMania. I can't remember exactly how many I've done so far, but we have done at least a handful of mostly wrestling podcasts over on his channel within the last so many months. We did take a bit of a hiatus. He was on vacation. I think he still is currently. So we haven't done a podcast in, I want to say, a couple of weeks. I was going to do a podcast with him on my channel a few days ago or last week, but it just didn't happen. And we were going to do one for Clash in Paris, but again, that actually kind of fell through. But as far as I know, we will be picking up our podcast sometime in the near future, once his vacation's over and once I officially get back from Fantastic Fest. So, just to kind of give a quick plug for his channel, that's going to be the Josh Zodiac Podcast. You can email him if with any comments, questions, suggestions, whatever, at the Josh Zodiac Podcast at gmail.com. And he is on multiple different services at this point. Instead of listing them, he actually gave me his link tree. So you can find him, all of his different things at linktree/ the Josh Zodiac Podcast. So, and if you're a subscriber to me, feel free, if you want to hear any of his stuff, feel free to go check him out. He's been doing this podcasting a lot longer than I have. So this is like what, my fifth episode, I think. So, but like I said before, I'll get there. Now, for my subscribers, a heads up, I will more than likely do one more podcast before I go to Fantastic Fest. I'm literally a day away from heading up there. If I can't record it here, I'll probably record it up there. I've been working on this podcast for the better part of a month, where I'm going to talk about all 17 movies that I saw 2 years ago at my first Fantastic Fest. I'm going to have my friend CJ on with me, since she was with me 2 years ago, and I'm going to talk about the movies and I'm going to rank them from best or worst to best, excuse me. So I expect that'll be on the channel sometime soon, along with this podcast. I would prefer to kind of just do one podcast on my channel per week, to kind of spread it out. But quite frankly, I wanted to get this one on because the direct already happened a few days ago. And this other one that I'm talking about, doing the ranking, I've been working on it for the better part of the last month, rewatching as many of the movies as possible. And I definitely want it to be on my channel before the festival officially starts. So there will be 2 new episodes, this one and that one, preferably by tomorrow at the latest. But pending time, we'll see how that goes. But thank you so very much again for everyone who's listening. I greatly appreciate it. I really do. And please take care of yourselves. Be safe. But as I always say, don't forget to have fun. Just not too much fun.